Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll leave all my social media information below, as well as my website, all of my links and resources. Also, if you're interested in this hair, you can get it from Amazon. It's only $20, y'all. Clip-in hair extensions. And if you're interested in these DIY cluster lash extensions, you can also get them from my website, and I'll leave all the information below. All right, so let's jump into today's video. Today's video is gonna be a little sensitive, I'm sure, for some people. So I'm hoping to not step on anybody's toes, but try to watch this with a very open mind and just try to see it from a different perspective, okay? So today's video is about the government shutdown and how they are taking away food stamps currently, and what this means for a lot of people, and the mindset that you need to have to get through it, because that's what my channel is about. It's all about mindset, and it's all about, getting to the source, really communicating with God and trusting in God and letting God guide you throughout, your journey. No matter what that looks like for you, no matter, if you are currently thriving, whether you are currently struggling, it doesn't matter. You always need God. You always have to have that source within you to help you get through your days, right? Okay, so now, I know that this is a sensitive topic because a lot of people depend on the government. Let's just call it what it is. People are very dependent on what the government provides for them, whether, it's their actual income from their paychecks, whether it's welfare, whether it's, Social Security, whether it's food stamps, whether it's WIC, whether, whatever that you are getting some type of assistance from the government from, a lot of people are dependent on that. But you cannot put all of your power into another man's hands, okay? And that's why I say that this may be a little sensitive, because I know everybody's gonna come for me and be like, well, my grandma, she's disabled, she's elderly, she can't work, she can't do this, da 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 da. I get it, and I sympathize with those people who are going through that and literally need to depend on the government. However, there are other ways to receive assistance other than the government. And I truly believe that right now we are in a time that God is forcing us to come together and is forcing us to stop being selfish, stop being greedy, stop trying to inflate things, like really get to the root of the issue. It's a lot of evil going on. And a lot of people want to blame, Trump. They want to blame whoever. But people don't realize that you have to have destruction before you can actually rebuild something. And I just felt them chills just now, because an image just popped up in my head. It's crazy. It's this grocery store near my house, and it was I think it was Farm Fresh. Yeah, it was a Farm Fresh. And it's been there for years. Like, it's like a staple in my area. Like, that's where everybody would go to get like their chicken and stuff. Like, that was like the restaurant in the area, or grocery store in the area, right? But they shut down. They shut down a ton of them. So we only have like maybe 2 left in the whole area. But anyways, the actual building has been vacant for a few years now, and I was wondering why, because I'm like, it's in a great location. Like, they could have been put something else there or rebuilt another grocery store or whatever. Like, it's the perfect spot. And then they rebuilt like a little gas station right next to it, so I thought that they were working on it. But then I got the news that apparently the foundation is just trash, okay? Something happened where it's like infested, or it's some type of like hazard, like sanitation type of hazard, to where the workers can't actually be in there to redo the whole building. So they have to tear it down. And the rumor is that it's gonna be built into a Target or whatever. But that's besides the point. What I'm saying is that a lot of times you have to tear things down. You have to get rid of the foundation. You have to get rid of all of the, the parasites, the negative energy. You have to get rid of the evilness, the bad, the dark things that is consuming you, or, whatever, consuming it. You have to get rid of it and completely destroy it and tear it down before you can build it back up. So guys, I had to show you the building that I was talking about. Okay, so they're literally tearing this old grocery store down so they can rebuild it. So I genuinely believe that that is what's happening right now. We are literally tearing down all that we know, all that we knew of this, country, of this world. We have to basically restart it. But you can't just completely restart like out of nowhere, out of thin air. You have to take baby steps and slowly start to implement different things in. So I think that's what is going on right now. I personally believe that AI is taking over to the point where people want to have something real. We want to grow our own foods. We want to know where our food is coming from. We don't want all this artificial stuff. We don't want this stuff in our bodies. And that's all that they're mass producing, especially that is what's available to things like food stamps and stuff. It's not really, well, I think you can get fresh produce and all that stuff, but I know you can't get like hot foods and like things like that. I don't think so. I don't know. And I'm not knocking food stamps because my mama was on food stamps growing up. So, I don't have any, I'm not trying to act like I'm better than anybody because I don't use food stamps or anything. So don't take it that way. But, yes, y'all, like, I just know that if we are trying to basically rebuild something, we got to get rid of the old. We can't continue to be buying all this junk, all this, artificial processed, overly processed foods. Now even the vegetables and the healthy foods are being processed and mass produced. I just seen a video that was talking about there's an actual, what is it called? Factory that mass produces strawberries now and literally grows it like with no soil or anything. That's scary. Like, that is scary. That's not natural. And so I think that this is forcing people. Like, we are going to literally have to force ourselves to grow our own foods, barter, trade with each other for services and foods and things like that. I don't think that it's going to completely go back to like how it was back in the old day and like, people are just gonna be on farms and like, we're just gonna be completely stripped of like, the 21st century type of things that we have. I don't think it's gonna be like that, but I think the world is just going to look different. I think that this is happening to bring people together. Say for Thanksgiving, I seen a post that was like, it's cruel to like stop food stamps right before Thanksgiving. But it's like, okay, now, you're kind of forced to come together, have a little potluck. Like, everybody got to bring their own dish or something, People are forced to have community again. And I think that that is what's really going on. Because we were in isolation for so long, forced to be isolated with COVID and quarantine. And I think that was conditioning us, to be alone and be isolated. And so when we finally made it out, it's like, okay, we don't want to be that isolated from people. Like, well, the people who still are connected, who still, have conscience, we still want to connect with other people. We still want to genuinely be around people and feel other people's energy and help each other, you know, grow and thrive and you know, just give love, show love, receive love. So I think it's just really about perspective. You know, it really depends on how you look at things. It can be very, very negative and scary, or it can be positive and it can be something that can actually bring people closer and make the world a better place. You know, a lot of people were dependent on food stamps, and they honestly, like, let's just be real. Like, a lot of people did not need a lot of those things. You know, people were abusing it. People were abusing the system and buying a whole bunch of things that's literally like passing on to your kids, and you're killing your kids. You didn't even give them the chance to be healthy and, you know, want to eat healthy and want to, you know, take care of themselves, because from a child, you've been feeding them all this junk off of food stamps. So again, this is not to knock food stamps or anything. This is not to knock anybody who is getting help off government assistance and, you know, any of that. It's just to bring awareness to the fact that you have to change your perspective on things if you want things to shift in your favor. And I keep looking out because I'm in the shop and I can see out the window. So it's like always a bunch of traffic walking by. But yeah, so like you have to really shift your perspective. It's always going to be a negative and a positive to every situation. It just depends on what you choose to focus on and what you know, interpret it as. COVID was good and bad for a lot of people. You know, it literally killed people. It destroyed people's lives. You know, the vaccine took people's jobs. Like, it was very negative. You know, people were in abusive relationships at home. They couldn't leave. Like, it was very detrimental to a lot of people. But then on the flip side, it was very helpful to a lot of people. You know, COVID helped a lot of people start businesses. They started working from home. You know, they have more time on their hands to start new hobbies. Like, COVID actually brought a lot of good to the world too. It's just, it's all about perspective, you know. Choose to focus on the good. Choose to see how you can actually flip this negative and make it a positive, okay? So, just like I said, like government assistance. One of my girls coming in now. But like government assistance, it doesn't matter. Hey girl. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm doing YouTube. I'm about to finish up though. But it's all about perspective, y'all. So make sure you just choose to focus on the positive, and it can really change your situation overnight. All right, but I'm gonna wrap this video up because I think my girl, she got a client. But make sure you go subscribe to this channel and follow my social media, and I will see y'all on the next one.